Hey guys, welcome back to my trading tapes. Um, Today is Monday, August 28th, 2023. Um, this is what we had drawn last week here on this chart. We had predicted whether if it broke out of this resistance point here, we can possibly have a uptrend be created. But we ended up getting faked out here, and then it sold off, right? So then the second um, opportunity that we would have had if it went short was if it broke under this resistance point here or support line. Um, we would go ahead and try to go short on it, but then it basically reversed off of that too. This is kind of, in my opinion, hard to make a decision on, at least on the 4 hour and the daily chart, because you have two directions that you want it to go. You can either go down or you can either go up, and those are the only two ways. It almost looks sideways at this point, like we're going on a sideways trend, right? Um, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of what I have charted on MT5, and what I ended up doing is purchasing Trader View, and I also got TradeZilla so that I can showcase what the calendar looks like, how the week has looked, how the month has looked. Moving forward, I decided to purchase those. I wanted to get the yearly subscription, but I ended up getting the regular month-to-month subscription, which is more expensive. Ideally, I'd like to pay for the year on both, but right now my budget, it's not there for it, so I'm going to go ahead and wait until I can pay for the year. But for now, I'm going to pay month to month. So yeah, we're going to clear our charts, and then I might just end up charting on MT, or not MT, on TradingView, and then we'll come back to MT4 or MT5, and actually place a trade. It's about to be 8:30. I started a little late. I'm really, really, really tired. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but I want to say it's dehydration, a lack of sleep, probably. I don't know. Uh, it's like, once you turn 30, like, your body just doesn't recover as fast. I've come to realize that. Kind of sucks. But here we are, maximum effort. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to TradingView. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys my TradeZilla first, so we can look it over. So basically on TradeZilla, let's see. I'm still learning the software for TradeZilla. I'm having trouble with looking at the pre-market charts on here. Let's see. So when I try to look at my pre-market charts on here, they said that there was a button here that you can show pre-market, but for some reason it's still not showing my pre-market data. And I took a trade before 8:30 Friday, which should be showing the additional candles, but it's not. So I'm trying to get tech support to help me with that. So we'll see how responsive they are. I think it'd be good for us to see it together so that you guys can make a determination if y'all want to purchase it or not. But yeah, last week we had pretty much red days all throughout. Prior week to that, when I started, was on Friday, and then the rest of last week I was pretty much in the red, and then I had two break evens. This week we'll see how it goes, but that's pretty much where we're standing right now. And so today we'll see if I take a trade or not. As you can tell, the market is starting to move. I'm going to close this out for now. So let's top that off. So yeah, the market's starting to move. That's a 5-minute chart. Do we have any news today? I don't know. This is a good question. Let's go check. Let's go to my Forex funds. No, my Forex calendar. Is it calendar? I haven't bookmarked. So I'm over here trying to figure it out. Tabs. Calendar Forex Factory. It's Forex Factory calendar. There you go. Do we have any news today? 6:30 Japan, Sunday, Monday. But we don't really have anything for Monday today. So this movement that we're seeing is not from a catalyst. It's pretty much just moving on its own. It's looking pretty bullish. I don't know if I don't think I have a setup today. Really. Let me see. Okay. So this is something that I'm kind of considering. We had this move last week where it went up a ton and then it just sold off. So I don't know what's gonna happen here. From the looks of it, this is a little concerning for me because that could be an area that they will sell off again, which is kind of like one of those things I'm kind of trying to figure out. So that area in itself, it's reaching for it. I don't know if, especially right now, I don't think it would be a good buy. If anything, long term, let me see. Our daily. Um, I mean, it could. Like I said, my rule is it has to close over a bearish candle. This one didn't close over the bearish candle, so we waited. Or we should have waited. I didn't wait. But this particular candle that we're watching right now is essentially pushing over the bearish candle, at least the body. The wick itself, that is something that I'm still. I sometimes consider. I do consider wicks because they're important in my opinion. But I also feel like there's a debate between just using the body of the candle and actually using the full wick and candle. And for me, I always feel like using the wick is important. There are some moments where I feel like if it's something like this, um, I mostly would focus at the bottom of it because it's basically a drag a gravestone dragonfly. I may have made that one up. I forget the actual terms to these, but basically it's a bear or yeah, a bearish candle signal. So with stuff like this, I do take them into consideration. I just I don't use the full wick per se because it's a lot to fill in, and we may have already had the rejection we were looking for that. But yeah, okay. So then let's look at this real quick. Let's kind of make a determination. We have a support area here. Um, we can mark that in blue. And then we have this could reverse and continue dropping from there. And this could just be one of those liquidity grabs, which I feel that's what it is. I don't really have a setup right now with this. If anything, it'd probably bounce, come back, and then continue from here. So something like this. The reason for that is because you have this area of support. You got someone one touch, two touches, three touches, and then over here, same thing. If you go further back in history, that's an area in which it touches multiple times. Close that. Same thing all the way in the past, and so that's kind of the reason why I take that into account. Um, so let's see, 5 minute. I think I'm gonna wait, just kind of let it do its thing. Um, Mostly because I really don't have a direction as far as where my bias is going right now. And I feel if I was to get in right now, it would be a little bit like gambling. Because I'm just getting in to get in. I don't even have an actual, like, bias, per se. Um, so we'll see. What I want to do is show you guys how I do my top down analysis on TradingView now that I purchased it again. It's a little different than what I do here on MT5. Um, and I'll do it for US 30 since, I mean, it is already moving, but we can still do it. It'll help me kind of make a determination, and it'll help you guys understand a little bit of what a top-down analysis looks like. Um, so I think we'll do that for now. And today I was considering not trading at all today actually. Around 8:20. I got to the desk around 7:30, but I've just been feeling like tired, exhausted. So, it's one of those things that's another thing that I've been told that if you're tired, if you're not emotionally stable, um if you like all those little things that affect you physically and emotionally, being tired is one of those things that affects you emotionally and physically. You need to be aware of that because that will affect your trading, like in a bad way. So, if you're tired, you're lacking sleep, dehydrated, you have a headache, um, you had a fight with your spouse, maybe not just like a disagreement, like where you can just, okay, well, it was a disagreement, but you can still move forward. If it was like a major type of thing, or like a death in the family or something, things like that sort, I think it's better to just sit out, collect yourself, and then come back to the charts when you're stable. Because I've done that where I've come back to the charts and then I end up losing like money because of emotions. And it's not even that you're making um, purposely making terrible choices. It's just you get so caught up in your personal life that you're skipping steps and you're not evaluating the markets the way that you should, and being tired is one of those things where I feel pretty exhausted right now. But I figured it'd be good for me to just kind of watch the charts and kind of analyze what's going on this week so that I can make a decision for tomorrow. I might even end the day early. Like I said, I don't really have a bias. Um, yeah. See, that's a lot. I don't. Right. I don't really have a direction right now. One thing that I will say is I would want a reversal, maybe going down. That's like one thing that I would say I think I can look for, wanting it to go short. But I don't have anything telling me that that's a good move. So we're gonna wait. I'm gonna go to TradingView now, and we can go over the charts and do a top-down analysis, so that you guys can see what that's like. Um, all right. So while that's playing out, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I have my charts. So I had already marked some during the weekend, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of walk you guys through uh, what I have here. So what I have done is I've paid for the Pro Plus account on TradingView, which allows me to have 4 screens or 4 different charts. And I like it this way because I'll be able to look at how it's affected on the daily chart, big picture. I could see what it looks like on an hourly chart, on a 15-minute and a 5-minute. The hourly chart I changed to a 4-hour as well, so I can use it for 4 hours and I can use it for 1 hour. And then as far as the 15-minute chart, it can also be a 30-minute and it can be a 15. All of this kind of depends on how the market looks throughout the day. My 5-minute chart, this is for entries usually. Depending on what everything else looks like. If I see a setup, then I'll take my trade on the 5-minute chart. From the looks of it, I might start looking for long opportunities tomorrow. Or if I get a pullback of sorts today, I might go in on a long opportunity, just because of how bullish it's looking. And then we also don't have any news on the calendar for it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the daily chart. I'm going to do a top-down analysis. I'm going to make this big so that you can see. We have higher low, higher high, daily higher low, higher high, higher low at this point. This looks like a higher low. So what I'm going to do is put some text right at this mark. And I have all of these already customized. So you can go to templates, daily, higher, low. And I only show these on the 4-hour, and everything below a 4-hour is basically I don't show that because then all of the markings on the charts get a little crowded, so you can't get a clear reading. So that's basically it, and then I lock it in. Make sure I lock it in so I don't accidentally move it by accident. We have a swing point here. Swing points are the top. So like on an uptrend, say we're going this way, this is a swing point. This is a point of structure. Swing point. This is more of a pause. It's not really a swing point. This swing point, point of structure, swing point, point of structure. Well, actually, this is point of structure. I may have said that wrong. Sorry. So let me start over. So you got point of structure, swing point, point of structure, swing point, break a structure. What a break a structure is, here, say you have this point here, and we'll make it for marking sense. This is a daily chart, so we're going to go to daily, break a structure, right? Why is it a break a structure? Because if you go here, this was a prior area of structure, meaning every time it continues moving up, if this point isn't broken, if this general area isn't broken to where it like continues down, then the long term or the run up, the bullishness is still valid. It can come and touch it and then still continue, but then that would mean this is a support area, a supply zone, or a demand zone, you know. So that's why this area, this point of structure is so important, because it'll tell you more or less which direction we're going and which direction we're anticipating our trade for. So this is a break of structure, and then obviously you start looking for bearish movements. Now the thing is, as you can tell here, it's not a pretty just like, oh yeah, let me just, because it broke it, I'm going to start going short. You need to look for confirmations. And this is the daily chart, so it's a little different, right? You would look for opportunities on the lower time frames to get in, and the actual daily chart is just a direction of the trend, just seeing which direction we're going. Just because it breaks the structure, the point of structure, doesn't mean you take the trade right away. Once it breaks it, that's your cue to look for opportunities to go bearish. Doesn't mean, oh, that's it. It's bearish. I gotta sell. I gotta short. That's it. Because it's, it broke structure. No, that's not how that works. A lot of what we do as analysts is find potential ideas. It's not saying, oh, because it's short or because I broke a structure, that's it, like it's over, like now we have to go short. No. It's the same thing going long. You look for opportunities. So right now we're going long because we have higher low, but in that same token, we may have had a lower high here, or a higher low, lower high here. This little peak here could be a lower high. Then that would consider this a lower low in that case. So that those are the little things you kind of have to keep in mind, because it's all relative. It's all one of those like, okay, well, it's up for interpretation until you see confirmation. So this is all me just kind of speculating here. So just to draw it out, we can have something like this. Right, and then it could possibly come to here and then continue down. That can very well happen. And so that's why I'm saying, like, you don't know what can possibly happen. So this right here could be a break of structure in this area here. Do we know this for fact? No. And why I don't mark it? I had a question mark here earlier where I put maybe a higher low, maybe a higher high, or not a higher high, but a lower high. You just never know with these things. It's one of those, you got to read the chart, read the price movements, read the what it, what the market is giving you. It's not gonna be black and white. As much as I wish it was, we can draw on our charts, like all of my notes have, a perfect, line, but this is just for speculation. This is just for us to kind of, everything looks perfect on writing, but when you look at the charts, it's not going to look the way that you want it. It may be a little bit messy, and so you just got to take that into consideration. I think I made my point. So, back to the analysis. You got a point structure. When it crosses that, that's when you can look for shorting opportunities. Other than that, this is just one of those areas of potential opportunity. It's not going to be for sure. So in this case, going up right now, I can consider this a break of structure. So I'll put it in there just because you just never know. If this was a point of structure, let's see. Say it was a break of structure here. Okay, so we have, I don't know. Well, actually, looking at it now, this guy. No, sorry. This guy here would have been the point of structure, the last one we had. So this looks like a point of structure, and this looks like a break of structure here. So what I am anticipating is that price may come up to this area here or here. So these are my points of interest here. These two. The general areas. So what I want to do is I'm just going to mark them. Templates. Remove. I believe I had something saved already to where it kind of has areas of. Maybe? No, that was not it. Well, I'll mark it in a bit. So, like, I like using my templates, to be honest with you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and just put it here for now. So, what I'm marking is areas where I think the price could reverse on. It'll come up, possibly touch this area here, or it'll touch this area here. So I'll put both of these here just in case. So let's see, point of structure. I'll call it a swing point at this point. This will be a swing point because it came, broke through. So you can possibly see a short on this opportunity. So I'm going to lock that in. And what I'll do with this guy here, because this was a swing point, but it was broken already, and it would have retested this swing point. But here's the catalyst. We have this point of structure here. This is a point of structure, and it hasn't been broken. it did get tested 3 times. You got this one here, boom, tested, tested, and then it continued up. But this is still a point of structure or a swing point. So I feel it could still bounce from there, which is why it's going up. But we don't know if it's going to start reversing from that point. So this is just, one of those things you got to kind of take into considerations. Then we have this major support and resistance zone, which is huge. Yeah. So there's a lot to consider here. There's definitely a lot to consider. Let's see how it's doing on the 5 minute. Okay, we have somewhat of a battle going around. It might start going short. All right, let's go back to the daily. Just wanted to check. So, okay. This is something to consider. I don't know if I want, because this hasn't been violated. I want to keep it on my charts, but I also don't want to oversaturate my charts with markings. So I'm being very strategic with what I'm placing on my chart right now. I feel this swing point has already, it may have already lost its purpose. So I'm gonna delete it. But what I'm keeping is this major point of resistance and support and resistance. So I'm gonna keep that there, just kind of like keeping it as a zone area. So it could bounce off of that, but we're also considering it bouncing off of these potential points. So you can either hit the break of structure and then reverse back down, continue shorting, or it can continue onto this swing point, touch it, and then reverse down, or it can go bullish, continue growing, and then break through. And at that point, if it breaks this, if it breaks through this swing point, and this would be what? The new point of structure here. Okay. So you have that. Okay. So we have a new point of structure here. I'll probably have to mark that then on the daily chart. Point of structure. Okay, so if you guys are wondering why these are points of structures now, you have a higher high, then we have lower low. This lower low is right here. This candle here. That's a lower low. This could be considered a lower high. So put this up here and do a lower high. Like that. There we go. Higher high, lower low, because this came up, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, or higher low. No, there must be a lower low. We gotta change that. Okay, right? It's a lower low, but this point of structure hasn't been broken yet. That's just one of those areas of interest that I got to keep in mind. So it can continue moving. But so here's what we're doing. If it hits any of these zones, then we're gonna, continue cautiously with consideration. If it gets to this swing point, that's where we'll expect a reversal. This can also be a supply zone. Um, so there's that supply and demand. And then if it breaks through, then we're going to wait for it to drop and then continue moving up. That's our long-term bias, and this can take a couple of weeks, couple of months. We don't know. But that's where we're at. So if and when it gets to these points, we will continue cautiously and see how it plays out. And the way to confirm that is once it gets to that point, we would have to see a bearish candle engulf the previous bullish candle. And then that's when we'll know, okay, well, it closed on a bearish candle engulfing the bullish candle. So now, at that point, it's reversing back down. Much like this. Like that, right? It engulfs it. Engulfed. This doesn't really count because there's a wick there, so you just kind of have to wait. But because it closed, this one right here, this gray one closed under this huge bullish candle, then you would either sell here or wait until it retraces tests and sell it all the way. So right here, I'd probably go long tomorrow or today, depending on what the charts look like. But that's what we have for the daily. Now we're going to do an analysis for the hourly. So let's see. On our hourly chart, we have a downtrend, basically. We have higher low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, equal low. And then we have higher or lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, equal high. Starts getting a little choppy here. Then we have some what would you call this? Like a liquidity grab, which kind of broke the whole structure of what it was doing. And then it broke all of these areas of interest. So there was probably like people buying in this area, and then it just stopped them all out, took their money, came through, did the same thing again. Now it's going for everybody that had a stop loss going short on this point here. So you could probably see it touch here and then continue down. This is where things get a little tricky for me. I'm not really sure how to feel about it yet. Let's go to the 4 hour, see what it kind of looks like in the 4 hour. So we have our daily markings. That's one of the things that I do is I will allow let's say the daily candle, I'll allow it to show on the 4 hour, and then the 1 hour shows on the 15, and then the 15 goes on 5. So you can see the 15-minute markings on the 5-minute and the 5-minute on the 15, and then you can see the 4 hour markings on the 1 hour, and then the daily markings on the 4 hour. like that, it doesn't get crowded, but you still have some kind of point of reference for the lower time frames. Um, but I don't just do it on all of them. I try to organize it. Okay, so what do we have so far? Okay, that's interesting. Trying to understand the bias on this one. Um, Really, it's looking a little choppy and unreadable for me right now. Unlike these moments over here, where you have see you have clear signals of like, okay, this is a higher low, or this is a higher, yeah, a higher low, and then you have a continuation there, higher low, equal low, breakout, engulfs this bearish candle, continues, and you probably go long here, and let it ride, sell it, wait until it engulfs another bearish candle. There's a bullish candle engulfing a bearish candle, buy it, stop loss here, continue, sell it, then you wait, engulfs, buy, sell, um, break a structure, okay, and then it creates new structure, higher low, um, higher high, because this was a high, and then you have like, you have lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and you continue that way. So, there's some structure there. That was a while back. I was just kind of showing you guys an example. So in this case, it gets a little choppy, a little hard to read. Um, I mean, it's kind of hard to say because you have here you got higher low. No, no. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher, high. You see how it gets weird? Higher high, lower low. What the hell happened here? All right, so this is where it gets a little tricky. Let's see what does it look like on the 1 hour. So you got lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Not sure. Higher high equal lower low. Not sure. Lower high equal low. lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, um, lower high, lower low, swing point, break of, okay, so maybe this is what I'm kind of anticipating right now with this now. This could be a higher outbreak of structure. Now this is a swing point. The 1 hour swing point. Select that in because it went lower high, lower low, and then it went up, broke structure, paused, and then continued. So if anything, it'll either come back down, test this, or this area, and then continue its move up. So that's something that we can consider here on the hourly. What I'm going to also do is draw out my thoughts, at least for this in this case. I'm also only going to make it visible on make it visible in the 1 hour and the 4 hour, I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense. And then on the 4 hour, this is something I didn't notice. There's a little supply zone here. So let's do. Oh shoot! What did I do? Oh, the 1 hour. That's a 4 hour supply zone, right? No. That's a demand zone. Okay. It's a 4 hour demand zone. So yeah, I got it right. 4 hour demand zone. Why is it a 4 hour demand zone? Because we had a run up, a pause, and then you see this little doji here. This doji in the 4 hour essentially indicates that there was buyers accumulating, and then it continued. That's when it ran up. So this is a accumulation of buyers. So what can happen is that the demand, they can come down, try to get more buyers, and then run the price up. So that's why that's a demand zone. Doesn't always work, but it's definitely a point in which to consider that there could be buyers. So there's the only thing. And then, so I'm going to exit out of this. Oh, shoot. What have I done? There we go. So we have our our ideas for the 4-hour. We have our ideas for the daily. And now we look at the 15-minute. Kind of see our zones, and now you can start to see how this is starting to play out. You see, we started from the top, and now we see it here on the 15. This is that zone of the 4-hour. And so like you're looking at it, you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense, right? Like it could come down, and here's a little 15-minute area zone, a little pause. So I'll probably mark that too to take in consideration. This is also a zone. Oh, I guess. Oh, that's right. I stopped doing the 15-minute because. So I think in the past I used to do 15-minute gaps. I'm not gaps. Supply and demand zones, but the last time I was doing the supply and demand zones on 15 minutes or under an hour, they kept being broken, so they didn't hold as much weight as a 1 hour and a 4-hour supply zone, which is why I think I stopped doing them there. But as of now, it looks like we are going to wait until we have some form of confirmation. And honestly, we could probably go short on this and still be safe. The 5-minute. If anything, I'd go short and then have like a stop loss on this area. Or not stop loss, but like take a profit. But I think that would be like less than a 101. So it really doesn't look as promising as I would like it to be. So it looks like our bias is long. We have a long bias, and we're going to wait. If we go long, then our target would be this swing point, up to that swing point. Sell, and then let it do its thing, and then just wait for the next opportunity. So we'll see. But as of now, that's what our goals are. So we're going to wait, let it brew. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my top-down analysis. And then the 15-minute and the 5-minute, these are our entry zones. One thing I would like to talk about too, when you're looking at your MT5 compared to TradingView, and this is something I wish, and I've tried finding like in indicators that you can input, but I haven't found anything. But one thing that I wish TradingView had is these lines. So on TradingView, here I'm going to show you on TradingView. On MT5. On MT5, we have these white dotted lines, right? So this is a 5-minute. So from here to this other white line, from this white line to this white line is a full day, right? So that's great. I love that. Now, when you look at the 4-hour, now you're looking at from this white line to this white line is a whole week. And then on the daily, from this white line to this white line is a month. So daily, and then 4-hour, week, and then you have on the 1-hour, this is a day. So your 1 hours are daily markings, your 4 hours are 1 week, and then your daily is 1 month's time. And so these dividers really kind of help me determine how the market's moving. That's why that's one thing I enjoy about MT5 is the dividing, or MetaTrader in general. That sounded like a gunshot. The hell. Anyways, that division helps me a lot make my analysis. Um, Versus in Trading View, if you look in Trading View, that divider is not the same at all. You have you have this division here, but if you look at, let's say, the 4 hour, I don't even think I have it on here. I took it off, but let's look at the 4 hour. You see, it's still just showing daily, which kind of sucks because I really like that it divides it up in time, where it's like, oh, well, this is a full week. Let's see what the week looked like for last week, you know, and that would help me look at my analysis better. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So I'm pretty much stuck with this as far as um, the division on TradingView, unless anybody knows how to make it into weeks, months, and days. That would be very helpful. But till then, that's pretty much what I. The only thing I don't like about TradingView is that it doesn't give you the divisions in that format. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait. I want to see if this will make it to our zone in the 4 hour. Uh, and, we'll see. I don't know if I'll take a trade today. Also, there's no news catalyst or anything, so we really don't know which direction things are wanting to go. I mean, we have an idea, right? But it's not as clear as this, where it's like lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's not that clear. This is kind of all over the place right now. But it can definitely go, long. It has that potential. So, yep. That's pretty much it. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it for now. That's my top down analysis. So you guys can, use that. Um, if you guys want it more in depth, I mean, I went pretty in depth with this one, but if y'all would like me to make a separate video where it's like I just sit there and actually show you guys my top down analysis and how to do it. I mean, I do it every morning, but um, I know it's nice to have like an individual video that is specifically for that. So just comment in the bottom comment section if it's something that would help you. Um, so that's where we're at. Just gonna wait and see what happens on this one. Um, I could go along there. You see how it's starting to pull back, but there's no reason for it to start. Well, I mean, it's done that before. Um, Maybe. Why do I have that blue line on my... Oh, I see you. Did I miss something? Alright, so I'll show you what I'm looking at. So on MT5, I have this blue line that I marked this morning. I forgot why. I think it was a supply or support line, right? And it looks like it's bouncing off that. So that right there looks like a setup. But this also has a zone. Okay. Um what? Oh. me see. So 3-1 here. But what is that zone? That's where I'm kind of like, I don't know. So I'm gonna go to MT5. I'm gonna go to Trading View and see what that zone is, because like I like this zone. Okay, so that makes sense. You see on this 4-hour chart, you can see this zone that it's marking. So that's this high here. Oh, that's right. Okay. That's this zone here. And it's bouncing off of it. Okay. In consideration, this can be a good, uptrend. So it did break through. Now it's testing it, and then it's reversing up. So this can very well be this. Here, let me maybe go on the 1 hour. Yeah. This could very well come down, test these peaks here, and then go from there. Let's consider it. Don't know. I'm really considering that. So I guess it can't hurt. It's a setup, so that's a decision that I need to make. I'm not sure how I feel about it though. And it looks like it has rejection. You got 20 minutes of rejection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 25 minutes. And then it did take. Okay. I think that I will. I'll take it. I think I'll take it. I'm gonna take it. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna go for 3-1. Try for 3-1. Then let's see what the hourly looks like. 3-1 would be breaking out. Oh, okay. Well, this might not be a 3-1, but we'll see. I went ahead and took the position. It can very well stop me out, and then it be a bad move. But because of the way that it's rejecting that area, I feel like it has a potential of continuing up. If it doesn't, then we take our L. But the thing about it is, it has been like I had said, it kind of looks like an uptrend in my opinion. It's a potential opportunity here. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it open and see. So that's 9:30. That's an hour after market open. Um, we will see how it plays out. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause my video recording, and I'll come back once it either stops me out or it goes in our favor. But we'll see what happens. I mean, you guys see why I went long, right? It has an uptrend here on the 5 minute. We did our top down analysis on TradingView. So on TradingView, you can see it could potentially go up to this zone, swing point. We did want it to come to our demand zone. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. We have this nice curvature going back up. Broke a bearish candle, so technically speaking, it follows my rule there. This is a higher low, higher high, so we have a lot of reasoning behind it. It's not just like, oh, let me take a trade because I'm making a video. No, like it is a setup. Would I say it's like the best A1? I don't know. Long term, maybe not, because you wouldn't want to hold this all the way till here. But for a 3-to-1, I think it has the potential for it. If it breaks through this resistance point here, then yeah, I think it'll run up. But you have some kind of consolidation in this area, so there's that too. You can have people push people out. So there's a lot of things to consider, but ultimately there's a potential for it to go up from there. So we'll see. That's the reason why I went long. But I'm gonna let it play out, like I said, and we'll go from there. I'll come back once this has played out. So I'm gonna pause it for now. All right, so I'm surprised I haven't gotten stopped out yet, but this is starting to make me feel like it was not a good choice. But we'll see. Um, I I don't know. That's one of those things. Lately, I've been making some silly decisions. I feel. I'm looking at things in a different perspective. Um, I don't know. If I get stopped out, I am gonna wait until that zone, that supply demand zone, or that demand zone gets hit, and go from there. Because that would be better structure. I just felt that maybe, just maybe, it could have continued up. But even in the beginning of this video, I had stated that this was going to be one of those bad areas that it was going to touch and continue down. And, I mean, I was kind of right, you know? But at the same time, oh, man. I don't know. You see how close it got to my stop? You see how close it got to my stop? That is like... yeah. It's that feeling. Just like, why? You see, but I didn't move it. I didn't try to like, oh, it's gonna stop me out. Let me move my stop. No, you don't do that. Just gotta wait it out. Let it play out. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. If you don't, you don't. And that's just it. I did my analysis. I got in with the risk because I thought it could be a potential good move. And so took my trade. I don't know. I don't feel as good about it anymore as I did the first time. Kind of changed my bias mentally where I feel like going short. But we're stuck here right now. So we're just going to wait it out. If it stops me out, so I have a second opportunity where I can go short because I allow myself 2 trades a day. I mean, really, I could. Because I am waiting for that supply or the demand zone to get hit. So if I was to do that, just to see what that would look like. Yep, got stopped out. Be down here like that. Get a 2 to 1. Really, I should have probably waited until I got to that red zone like I had marked it earlier and just taken my short opportunity from there. But I didn't. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just. I'm not gonna take another opportunity at this point. I think I'm gonna wait until I have what I marked on TradingView. So I have to wait until it gets back down here. So we'll see. I'm gonna watch it for now, and then if I see anything that could potentially give us an opportunity, I will go ahead and document it. But for now, let's just wait and watch. I'm gonna watch the markets for the next hour or two and see what I get out of it. All right, so just to update you guys, I actually debated on going short in this area here. I didn't take the position. It would have been a 3-1 down to the zone that we had marked on the trading view. So this zone right here would have been the same as this area here. So that I wanted to go short, but I didn't because I felt like maybe breaking my rules, and I don't want to. I feel like that emotion's coming from me getting stopped out versus it being my bias, which is why I haven't I didn't take that position. But what I am looking for is it to come to this zone and then seeing here. I'll do it on trading view so you can see what I'm talking about. What I'm expecting. What I'm expecting is for it to. Where are my markings? Here we go. Come down. Touch. Reject. Wait, no. That's not what I was gonna. So what I'm expecting is for it to come down, test this area, and then start moving up, right? If it comes back down, tests again, then breaks out finally, and tests, I'd probably buy there. Why is it erasing it? Are these my markings? It might be. No. Cancel. Why is it? It's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. I think those are the markings. They're just not. Okay, let me try that again. That was weird. Anyways, so I want her to come down, test, reject, come down, and then continue up. And then I buy here, and then go long. But the thing is, it's going to take a minute for that to be the case. Which is why, you see, why is it doing that? Why is it always that my charts start acting out when I record? It's so annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. They didn't do it with this one. It's going fine. I didn't do it then. Okay. Anyways. So. Yeah, we're waiting for that zone. My worry, though, is that if I go long here, I will get stopped out again. But what I am going to wait for is I don't think I'm going to wait for it to do a break a structure. Well, I should. You see? I caught myself trying to skip rules. It's not okay. I'm just going to wait it out. But that's what I'm expecting. I want it to come down, test this here, come back out. It might test twice and then continue. Or why does it do that? It worked when I did escape though, so I have to press escape. Anyway, so come down, come back up, down, break out, retest, and then continue from here. Up. Something like that. In this general area, kind of. But that's on the 5 minute. I'll leave it there for now, just so that we have it. Alright, I'm gonna pause it again. I'll let y'all know, or I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so I am taking into consideration the bounce off of this area here, because this could be a supply zone. It looks like it's reversing. So this is something that I feel like it could potentially go to our favor, which would be a 3-to-1 trade. Also, if we look at our trading view, it's not quite at the zone that we want on the 4-hour, but it does look like it has the potential to go long from that area. So that's why I'm considering it. That, and obviously on the daily chart, it looks like it's starting to want to start a bullish run. Maybe even like just the bullishness going up to the swing point, but and it's a major point of supply and or support and resistance. So we'll see. This is my last attempt to the trade today, so I'll have to make a decision soon if I want to take it or if I'm going to stay out. I think I might take that trade. I'm gonna try to go for it, but I'll put my stop loss down here. I don't know. What's going on with my phone? We shall see. I haven't placed my trade just yet. I'm just waiting for confirmation. Um, but I did notice that this area here is getting some rejection, which is why I'm holding the potential opportunity. Could very well not be a good move, but you never know with these things. It might just go to that 4 hour zone, like I'd expected it, but this we'll see. See how it plays out. See how it's struggling a little bit? Then it can burst through down to that zone. How much would that be if I did? Hmm. All right. I am not going to take the trade. And I think I'm just going to wait for confirmation because at the end of the day, if I do take the trade, then I'll probably be um, breaking my rules at this point. I gotta wait, unfortunately. I've been having a tough week. I feel like past 2 weeks have been a little tough. See that zone? It makes sense, really. I'm gonna wait it out for a little longer. I'm gonna pause it again, but we'll see how it plays out. All right, guys. So this is something that I struggle with. Um, this area here has been tested several times, and that's giving me some kind of uh, I don't know if this is emotional or if it's me like looking at it in a analytical way, where this is a support zone, right, or a supply zone, or if it's my emotion saying, "Hey, look, it's pausing. Let me go ahead and get in because it could possibly reverse there." So that's why I'm like battling whether or not to go in. Not to mention my stop loss is fairly close to that zone, which, you know, helps for a better return on my investment. Hmm, don't know. Um, I want to go long. I feel it. I think it could work. It's just one of those things. Um, we haven't had a. So we have higher low, lower high, lower low, pause, um, lower low, lower high, maybe a lower low because of the way that it's equal low. I would count that as equal low. You haven't broken any here, um, but you know, this is where it gets a little like challenging. Where you're like, okay, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to take here? And if I do take this trade, which direction am I? I'm not direction, but like how far along do I want to take profits? This would be a 3-to-1 here. Um, or maybe a 5-to-1 would be nice too. Which is something that I'm open to trying for, a 5-to-1. So but here we go. You got lower high. If this turns into a lower high, then it could possibly go down to a lower low. So that's where we're sitting with this right now. Um, I don't know. Just waiting out to see what happens. I'm gonna wait a little longer and see what happens, but I'm gonna pause it for now. Okay, so from the looks of it, I feel a little bit better about going long on this. Not really sure at which point I will take my position. Um, but I do feel like this area, and like I said before, this would be a 15-minute supply zone, as you can tell. See, supply zone, which is where it got bought up in the morning. So you got a 15-minute supply zone here that could potentially continue moving up. Um, the secondary supply zone is this one here, which is all of London and New York session, which really didn't really do much. But this would be another zone of interest. But for the most part, this is our supply zone, which is why I'm interested in taking a long here on the 15-minute chart. But like I had said before, there's moments where in the past I've taken a supply zone position in or a demand zone position in this area, and then it stops me out. So that's why I'm hesitant to take this position. But from the looks of it, it kind of looks credible. You know what I mean? You got a double bottom here, and then you have this potential breakout to continue moving up. And I don't want to take my position way up here and then have my stop this far, because if I did that, really, I don't think I have a as good of a ROI. This would be, oh, I guess that would be a 3-to-1, technically speaking, if I did it from there. So I guess it wouldn't be terrible if I did. But if you didn't, let's say we took it where it's at right now, that would be a 7-to-1, which is ridiculous. I didn't have my stop there. I would have probably put it down here if I took it right now. That's still a 7-to-1. So, but I am considering it. How to feel about it, I don't know. We'll see. Just gonna wait it out a little longer. I know I keep pausing it, but these things take a long time. I know one of my videos is like 4 hours long, so I'm trying to minimize that. But I'm giving you guys as much detail over the day, like over the trade that I'm taking, and every day. Really, like I had said in the beginning, I'm doing these for myself more than anything. But I feel this can be a good zone for me to buy. We'll see. All right, I'll update y'all as the day goes. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. So it looks like our zone that we were talking about is probably not going to hold the price the way that I had said it was. So the next opportunity really would probably be the 4-hour zone. That's what I'm expecting at this point. But if it was to, let's say, break out from here, pull back, and then continue, the swing point has to get broken for it to actually make a move up. I mean, really, that's where we're at with this. That's how it would look. I don't know. It looks like it's still in a downtrend, though. That'd be a lovely return, though, if you look at that. $400 out of a $50 risk. It's pretty good. So we'll see. All right, guys. So it's 11:30 now. I am thinking I'm probably gonna call it a day for today. Tomorrow we have a 7:15 ADP new farm employment change news. then we have prelims for GDP, and we have the good trade balance sheet coming out. We have a lot of news, a fair amount of news, and the crude oil inventories is coming out tomorrow as well. So we have a lot in store for this. Uh, oh, that's Wednesday. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. So that's for Wednesday. Tomorrow we have the S&P CS Composite 20 HPI. I have no idea what that is, but it looks important. The HPI, the CB, and the JOLTS job openings. So those are the three. I'm probably going to research a little bit more, see what all that means. You like from what I've been told, you don't necessarily have to know everything. It's happen like you'll learn this over time. But I am gonna look into it and see how much of an effect it could possibly have in the stock market, because some of these have red folders. So um, we'll see. Like I said, you can see that there. I'm trying to, just break it down. But we'll go with this for now, and but we at least know that there's going to be news at 8:30 a.m. and then more news at 9 a.m. So we'll look at those. I haven't been having a good time with US 30 lately. Not sure why. I think I might consider trading Japan session tonight, um, since I have one trade available. So tonight we have unemployment rates coming out for Japan at 6:30, which is market open for Japan. And I might take a position in Japan's session to see what comes from it. In the past, I've traded Japan before, and I'll be honest, I've done well. I've done well with Japan, well enough to where um, I would consider it one of my favorite pairs to trade. So that's the Nikkei 225. Um, I personally enjoy trading that. The only thing I don't like is that you basically have to hold it overnight, because the session it goes through London and then it continues through New York, which is why trading US 30 is probably the most convenient, because you start your day at 8:30 in Texas and you trade until probably 11:30. If you have a good trade going, you can hold it all the way till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, New York session would be more convenient, but for some reason, Japan session for me, um, it just works. I don't know. It hits different, but it's definitely something I'm going to consider. Um, I'm going to continue to trade US 30 and build that and grow and learn and continue to develop it. But I think that I'm going to start also doing a Japan session, do a session on that, just so that we can have a diverse a diversity of options when it comes to trading. I only have two pairs that I trade, which is that Japan and New York, and that's it. And those are the two that I'm trying to work towards and perfecting. But yeah, that's about it. See where we're at with our trade. Looks decent. That'd be a crazy profit from $50 risk. $1,000. I mean, really, it would have to reverse from here and then continue. But look, here's something that I noticed. Um, if you look at this area, it's starting to slow down. its development to on shorting or going short. So this can potentially be that area. It has to pause. It's had, you know, some time of running, so it's gonna take a pause, and hopefully, if it reverses, it'll come here, probably bounce off of this swing point, and then continue. The you know, risk to reward is probably not gonna be as much as what it's showing right now. Probably be like 3 to 1, but it's a safer trade, and it's probably a better opportunity than what it's showing right now. So that's something I'm considering, you know. Yep. Alrighty, guys. I do want to cover at the end of these videos. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do it, because I really, like I said, I'm doing this for myself, but I think that in order for it to be convenient, because there's a lot of videos that I'm doing, I think what I'm going to start doing is at the end of the videos, probably pause it, go back and do my analysis of what I could have done different, and then, you know, kind of do like a what did I learn today for my trades. Um, so I think I'm going to start doing that just so that I can kind of divide the setups of like, okay, well, here's my morning analysis. Maybe even do like a story in the morning before I start the day, and then at 8:30 it's all live trading, basically what we're doing now. Um, and then after live trading, I'll look over my trades or the trade I took that day, and then I'll you know, talk about what I could have done different and what I could do to improve and apply it. Um, in this case, I guess we can start here. Something that I think I need to consider is the fact that every single time I've noticed that every single time I see a zone and I feel confident about it, I feel that maybe it was because I was tired. I may have not gotten enough rest, but I had said this morning when it opened that this zone was something to look out for. Remember that? Right here. Oh, I need to go to the hourly chart so it looks. There you go. So I had marked this area red because I thought it was going to bounce off of that, and sure enough, it did. Um, and that to me is kind of one of those things where I feel I need to ask myself why this happened, where I kind of forgot about this, and I think it's because I I woke up late and I didn't do my market analysis on time. Had I done this analysis early morning and then done the top down analysis and all of that before the market opened, I don't think I would have had that issue, and I would have probably caught this going short. So something I think I need to do moving forward is make sure that I'm here at least an hour and a half before the market open, or maybe even an hour before the market open, which would be at 7 a.m. Because I didn't start my day until probably 8:20, and I was doing my market analysis and everything, and by the time I was done, this had already touched, but I didn't recognize it, or I did, but I didn't take a position because I had already forgot what I had said about this, and I was tired, and so like there's a lot of little things that I need to consider. Um, Last night I tried going to sleep early. I did. I tried to go to sleep early, but it's just I don't think I'm getting enough rest. Maybe it's like a vitamin deficiency thing. I'm not sure. Um, I have my vitamins right there, but I haven't taken them. That's the problem. I think that has to do with part of it. Uh, but yeah, that would have been a short if I had caught it here. Um, but instead, I tried going long on a pullback curvature, which was wrong. So I think I probably grade myself an F for that because I woke up late and I didn't do my market analysis on time, and it cost me taking a loss. But now I'm just kind of waiting for a pullback and seeing if I can get in on that. Um, that's really, I think, that's the lesson that I have for today is make sure you wake up on time to get here at 7 a.m. Um, so I lost so many opportunities. And I think I've done that several times now because I think on other videos I also woke up late and this whole week I've been losing money, which I'm assuming is because of that. So I'm gonna starting tomorrow, I'm going to start waking up earlier, make sure that I get here on time to do my market analysis, and see if that makes a difference. Because right now I'm feeling like I took way too much time doing my morning analysis, top down analysis, and I didn't allow myself to, sit with the information and then just I would have recognized this because I would have, marked it or, note taken. So it is what it is. Um, but yeah, I think it might be reversing finally. See, that's how I get you. But I have this trend here. It could just be another pullback. This is a swing point here. That's the swing point. I'm gonna make this color pink or purple. Or I'm not sure what that magenta. If it breaks out of here, then we can go ahead and try to go along here. I tricked myself too by marking this area. See, and that's another thing. Like I marked this morning, but I totally disregarded the fact that it had done this before, and it sold off. So it could sell off again. You know. Alrighty. It is what it is. Um, yeah, I'm no longer going long. I think now my bias is going short, which really I think would be a better position. We went short at this point. Stop loss here. Waiting for a breakout. And I would take profit here. That would probably be our trade there. Trade of the day. But I'm not gonna go ahead and entertain that now because I'm going to consider trading Japan session tonight. So we'll save that last trade that we have available for tonight and see how Japan treats us. And we'll go from there. But that's good information to know. I think really I've been getting here too late in the day, which is why I've been losing opportunity. Really, it makes sense. So, alrighty, guys, that's enough for today. I'm gonna go ahead and review these, and I'll probably go back on all the videos and do like a recap of things I've learned throughout the past couple of days, so that I can document and have that in my notes of things that I've learned. So I can go back and rewatch it and just kind of remind myself, like, oh, these are the things that I noticed in the past couple of days, which is why I've been losing money. And judging off of what my Tradezilla is telling me. Let me see. It's taking a minute. Yeah. Took another loss today. I need to do some analysis and really see what is going on with this. My score is 20, 21. Let's see. My win rate is shit right now. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to fix my issues. I'm going to figure out what's going on. What am I doing wrong? All right, guys. That's it for today. I'll see you in Japan, or I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining me today.